Hello, Conquerors! Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Purple Bull Moose, and here we cover everything Old World. So please, if you want to support the channel, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see from Old World. Where we last left off, we were looking towards a massive expansion over in the north, more elephants to come online, and it's time to consider war. We do have our level 8 unit. We are in a very interesting position where we can reach every other character on the map. The question becomes, who do we want to declare war on? Let's go ahead and check out our options. Mocking the mysteries. All right. We have a poetess that is terrorizing the people of Congo. I've asked you to pass judgment on a poet who has been terrorizing the city, first chopping up a wooden statue of Baal Haman to cook on. City's happy with us, and we can even lose 40 opinion with Carthage to gain an additional 470 gold here. Not bad. We have an amazing income, but we don't really need it. Wouldn't hurt, though. Lose 4 orders to gain an extra stat. Also pretty good. Or get a court minister. Well, she's pretty damn good as a court minister. That is a lot of civics she'd be able to produce. I don't really know if I need her, though. She's an orator, which would make her antithetical to our diplomat. So, perhaps not. Still to be determined. I'm 54 years old, so I'd actually not really like to take this. It would take a long time for the 24 to actually catch up and make it up to this 470. So I'm just going to take the hit to the opinion and grab the quick cash grab. Tech-wise, I'm looking only at this free elephant. The reason for that being is every other tuck that's available to us is not on our way to Bodkin Arrow. I want no distractions, no detours. If it's not land consolidation, I don't want it. Not to mention in 2 years having an additional African elephant in our back pocket certainly won't hurt. And now, let's consider war. We do have a couple of additional spots to expand out to here in the east. The Danes have certainly put up a bit of a fight, the Thracians as well, but we have our elephants now in position, so we can certainly start cleaning that up a little bit more expeditiously. We have a nice peace with Greece, and even though they are by far the best target as far as points are concerned, with 1, 2, 3 wonders, it does make it a little bit difficult. This ocean makes it a little bit difficult. We don't have any boats yet. We would have to expand out to this water to even get access to a ship in this sea. So that is currently on hold. Something I don't actually hate the idea of grabbing an extra specialist here just to get that access to that, to maybe get a couple of ships. We will consider that, but not right now. Next up, we have Assyria. Assyria has the least amount of points. They do have the Necropolis, which is right here, only 2 cities away. Technically 3 cities away if we want to get a nice hold on resin, but not really worth the cost it would take to go up against them. They are similar to us in strength, so is Greece. So if we can actually get these two to turn on each other and dwindle down their forces, that's our best case scenario. Where I actually think our threat is between Babylon and Kush. Kush is furious with them, and Babylon is weaker in erudite, which means they have great cities for a conqueror to come up and kill, and the Kush is stronger than us, which means they're much stronger than Babylon. So it is my guess that at any minute, Kush is going to turn on the jets and start trying to take them out. If they do, Kush, with already a very strong position in the game, has the ability to run away with it. We've done pretty good about maintaining par with points, but they have more cities than we do. The count is currently 12 to 10, which is not bad, especially considering that we have 1, 2, 3 more places to expand to. But the problem really with dealing with the Kush is going to be this city right here, Sedanga. The reason for that being is that this is a great spot for us to be able to grab to hold this choke point, to hold this choke point. They have boats where we don't, which is actually something we should probably remedy immediately. Want to make sure we're building the boat in the right spot. When you hover over it, it will show you what tile it's going on by highlighting it. So we want to make sure we're grabbing a bireme in here. I do think it's going to have to just be us coming to blow with Kush and trying to instigate a fight between Assyria and Greece. Greece has much stronger cities than Assyria does, and their unique unit directly counters our own. And at turn 71, it's not beyond the realm of belief for them to have access to their unique unit, even though we haven't seen it on the field. So I think we're going to try to start a war between Greece and Assyria and slowly start gearing up for our fight against the Kush. If that's the case, then we got some work to do. First things first, we want to make sure that we're cleaning up as many units as we can, as quickly as we can. The problem with this is that we want to make sure that we get done with this fight so we can actually get poised to shoot back over against the Kush. Gonna grab a bireme up here as well, start seeing if we can get some sense of military superiority here in the ocean. Speaking that way, cartography becomes a little bit higher on my list of demands outside of Bodkin Arrow. Being able to steal tech is going to be amazing, and being able to upgrade our triremes is going to give us naval superiority. We don't necessarily have to go up against the Kush just yet. We do want to go after them if they pop off on Babylon, but we don't have to go after them right in this moment. Full court press up in the north. Able to get rid of this unit. We are. Grab this little choke point, come back and heal, and do some damage on the units where we can. We will get another unit produced against us in the next year, but we can make do with that. And I see no point not to get a little bit of extra damage here. If we are trying to instigate war, let's take a look over at the opinions. They currently have a peace deal with Assyria, but only +5 opinion, whereas Assyria hates Greece. So if they're already angry with Greece, let's go ahead and see if we can get those numbers up and turn them furious. We are going to slander a nation, slander Greece. We have nice opinion with them, so even if we do get caught slandering them, we should be able to manage it politically. But hopefully we can get Assyria to strike out at Greece. With our 4 lazy workers, we are concerned about getting our economy online to be able to handle more of our military desires. For that, we want as much wood as we can get our hands on. And frankly, it wouldn't be the worst idea to come here and at least start guarding our flank. The idea for this is I want to grab a fort here just so we have this nice strong line of the stronghold, citadel, and the fort. That'll be able to fortify 3 units here. We'll be able to attack over these hills, maybe even chop out all of this wood to make it a clear opening. So 1 onager, maybe even a 2nd onager, will be able to do a whole bunch of damage. That being said, we don't even have access to our own onagers, so cartography and machinery are all on our list of things to get if we can't get to Bodkin Arrow. I'm going to start working some of these spears over this way to get them fortified in this position. It would be nice just to kind of have that out of the way. In Carthago, we're going to keep on making the city even better civics-wise. We want to make sure that we get as many scribes as we can get our hands on to get decrees out as quickly as possible. We can already 2-turn a strong level decree, but we want to be able to 2-turn a legendary level decree when that becomes available. Yaz is finished by Babylon. Now cautious. Oh, wow, okay. Kush declares war on Babylon. I thought we'd have a little bit more time, but I guess not. Okay. All right. We are looking to invite over the Queen of Kush. Yeah. Let's invite them over. Let's see how that goes. Lively banter. Celebrations have gone into the wee hours of the dawn, and my drinking companion says that their bowmen can beat our archers. Honestly, I don't doubt that. They are stronger. They are learned compared to us, so I don't think we win this. I will simply take Witty. Witty is not bad. Very good over on our side. Not going to complain about that at all. Spiritual connection. A message arrives. Stories of savage Carthaginian nation reached our court in Kush. One cannot lead if one cannot have the light of faith. Gross. Becomes endeared to me, and they spread Judaism to me. I don't care if they're endeared. We might have to go to war sooner than we wanted to. So, just to make sure that they don't eat all of Babylon. So, I don't really care if you're disappointed. Age of unrest. The times are changing. News comes from abroad that kings and queens are falling one by one. So we can get everybody a little bit happier. We have nice internal politics, but it could be better. We can't even rely on our religion to give us any more margins to keep them above 100. So getting happiness in all our cities is pretty good for only 200 food. We can get more legitimacy, which never hurts. Or we can get all the new kings and queens to be happier with us at the cost of civics. This is actually pretty good. This I'm actually going to take. It's not for the opinion for Kush, but to keep Greece and Assyria off my backs is definitely a priority. I don't mind doing the expenditure for that, because if we are going to go to war with Kush, we can't also go to war with the South. Defo Governor in Carthago only makes sense to throw myself in here. 5 science can be grabbed right here from this 26-year-old. But honestly, I wouldn't hate having the extra culture inside of the city itself, and we still get 1.5 science in and of itself. Plus, it's going to be a whole bunch of extra growth, which is going to be great for getting more specialists, and we're getting doctors, so all of that sounds particularly good in this city. My god, these barbs do a lot of damage. Okay. Can't quite get a kill, which is annoying. But let's come over here, bump you up one. Get a route off. Fantastic. We're going to come up here, bump you in one. So we can route through here. To here. And kill. Very nice. When you get a chance to actually use elephants efficiently, it is very, very satisfying. But unfortunately, it's not quite efficient enough to save us from this up here. And unfortunately, they are going to upgrade into a bastion in 2 years. Can we kill this in 2 years? Oh, no, we can't. Wow, that sucks. They just got a unit, and they're about to upgrade again. Oh, that is gross. Okay. So we got at least 1 more unit, 2 units here to have to contend with. These guys have to heal, so they're not going to be able to help and come out and deal with these Thracians. Maybe we just want to make peace with the Danes? Because I'm pretty sure there's more Danes up here. Deal with the Thracians first. Get the shoreline. Get more boats. Because I guarantee you this Atlantic Ocean connects. Because if it says ocean, then it's not a lake, which means it's not cut off. So there's got to be a pass in between here. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't have this named yet, but TBD. Might be nice to get a whole bunch of boats. But what we really need to do is we really need to just finish here so we can swing these forces back around to help deal with the Kush. Oh, it's so gross. Yeah, we can't deal with both of these tribes. We have to pick one. So I'm picking the Thracians. They have this wide open terrain, great for killing with elephants and chariots. This looks like the same deal. So these guys will fall. These guys are up in the hills and tree cover. Not great for elephants. Not great for our horse arrows. So let's go ahead and make a truce with the Danes. It sucks, but, you know, bigger fish to fry. I will clinch a kill here just to delay them and how long it takes for them to send a raid our way. I would love to press the advantage here, but they just have so many units that will be able to come up. I don't feel like losing any units. So unfortunately, shamefully, we are going to retreat. Let them come to us in these open fields, away from the trees. Maybe even bait. Make them come in. And we're going to have to actually just instead defend ourselves with diplomacy. Any units that we have available right now, we need to start rotating over towards Kush. Hopefully we don't have to jump in right away, but it could be very soon that we are needed. We need to get scouts out that way, frankly. I do have a scout here. And a scout here. They have, quite frankly, a lot of military production. 3 barracksism ranges, 4 barracksism ranges. More. Ugh. Kush is going to be a pain in the ass to kill. I think we're going to need more military hubs. Time to get Pincushion up and running. In Breadbasket, or pretty much anywhere, we need to just kind of focus on getting specifically our econ up. So woodcutters is going to be fine. It's going to grab us, connect these borders, grab this extra 2 lumber mill spots. Completely fine. Alright, definitely taking more damage than we'd like, but at least it's pretty scattered. Oh god, please don't let us lose a unit. That militia is fine. We baited them out right where we wanted them, so that's actually really good. We get a free elephant. Jebel Bark is completed by Greece. Ah, I can't believe I got to deal with Kush. Greece is so much more of a of a tasty target. All right. I'm okay with ditching the stone. Invest in our cities. Seems fine to me. All families get plus 40 opinion. It's pretty good to keep our margins looking nice. Or we get a court minister. He's an intelligence judge. That's pretty good. We do have a good chunk of science that we could use. We have a builder in Nice. We have ourselves in Carthago. But we are missing someone in Elefante, so I will take you. Curious artifact. A series of accidental deaths has caused an uproar. Many blame the artifact that our soldiers looted from the Thracian settlement. They believe it to be cursed and must be returned. I don't want to be cursed, so yeah, return it at all costs, I suppose. Let's go ahead and don't forget about Cato. Throw him in here for an extra 4.5 science. Sounds good to me. We have some options. We don't need administration. I'm not even sure why it's highlighted. We could go for machinery here. That'll get us access to onagers, which frankly is probably a good idea. But this is going to be a shorter detour to get back to Bodkin Arrow, which might be a better idea. We would have to build the onagers, whereas we could upgrade 1, 2, 3, 4 existing archers, which isn't the most, but certainly not bad. We can gain a free archer right here, actually. That makes it 5. So I think for the war effort, it's still going to be best to race towards Bodkin Arrow. We'll grab a free archer, get back over to that tech. I am not losing a unit to barbarians. I would rather die. We're going to come back and heal everyone. If they want to rush in and attack this guy, they are welcome to. Meanwhile, we can get probably a pretty decent route up here. We need 12 damage. But actually, I'm going to leave this guy alone. I'd rather route this way. We can get 3 easy. Trying to choke down this guy inside of the urban tile is actually going to be probably too much. And I'd rather just get 3 clean kills. 12, 12, 12. So I need 8 damage on each. 5 damage here. 4 damage here. Let's go ahead and get started. Chip, chip. Route. Chip. Grab a quick upgrade on a archer. I guess tough is good. We only need 3 more damage, so we can get there right here. 3. Get another route. Fantastic. Still need 8 damage. This is 7. This is a little bit more, and we finish the route. All right, very nice. We're cleaning up some units, but that is all the orders that we have. I suppose we'll simply have to deal. Production-wise in Carthago, we have 4 years till our next citizen, so what do we want to do in the meantime? This city has terrible military training. We don't want to steal our growth from getting more citizens. We guess we can do an upgrade on some of these guys. Let's grab some extra orders on an acolyte here and a master acolyte here. Upgrade these existing guys to get 4 more years, and then we'll be able to make some actually legitimate specialists. Yet another turn has come and gone, and we have no vision here, which is really too bad. I'm actually going to make that a priority on the next turn. All right, we got our free archer. Greece has been slandered. Control 3 citadels is done. Love that. A humble request to Assyria. We do want to keep relations nice with Assyria at the cost of iron that we don't really need. That sounds cheap. We get actually 4 science from our truce with the Danes, so I don't hate that. We will certainly take that. We do need to keep an eye on the Danes. They are still furious with us. I don't really want to invest too much in that, but if opportunities present itself to at least get them out of furious would be nice. Ambitions. Well, if this isn't the easiest ambition I've ever seen, we need plus 50 of everything, which is basically just iron and wood. I'm pretty sure I can just flip on slavery, and that'll just cover that for us. 3 cathedrals is so much harder by comparison. Let's go ahead and grab that easy ambition. And for our governor in Pincushion, we'll take the extra order. Do you have any pastures? No, so we'll just take robust. That seems fine. We are on our way back to Bodkin Arrow. Grabbing land consolidation seems fine. then Manor, then Bodkin Arrow. We need that sooner rather than later. With our truce with the Danes, we're going to go ahead and work continuously on the damn Thracians. I don't want to risk these units. They're simply too good. But I'll grab a quick poke in a safe spot just because I can. These woods will protect us against any retaliation. And because this guy decided to stick around, I see no reason as to why we shouldn't kill him. Amphibious is good if there are rivers that we have to deal with. There's actually a couple of rivers here in the opening fight, which is where most of the fighting is going to be. So having an option for amphibious attacks does sound pretty good. Better than strike one and focus one, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. We want to keep our guy trained. I'm going to come up here, poke him out of his cover. Make it easier for everybody else to finish up. The damage needed. Fantastic. I do not want to forget about our promise. We do have our Explorer. I want to rotate them as far as I can, get them on the front line of this conflict. I need to know what the hell is going on. Babylon is still weaker than us. When they drop to much weaker than us, we know we're in trouble because that means they have been chewed up by Kush. So we can't let that war just simply go on forever. In Azure Bane, I'll go ahead and grab another archer. We would like to continue to upgrade archers when we eventually get Bodkin Arrow, so having a few out and available seems like a good idea to start working towards. To keep decent relations, I'm actually going to take the time to send Porcelain and Perfume, or actually just Porcelain, just to keep things nice with the Assyrian King. In fact, if we can also grab a peace deal between us, that sounds good. And we want to continue to slander the nation of Greece because, as you can see, they are now negative 138 with Greece, where before they were only negative 100. So we're going to go ahead and keep pressing that, so that way we can make sure that we can try to instigate a war as soon as we can. Just being a little devious doesn't hurt. Continue to press our advantage. If we come out here, how much damage will we take in retaliation? 14 is a lot. And they'll get a new unit yet next turn, so I'll back you up. Again, 14 here, but we should be able to clean up with our units available. So instead, let's come back, heal, and let's go so far as to just straight up not lose a militia. We need to think about mobility. When the war eventually comes between us and Kush, we want to make sure that we're able to get our units out of Elephante over to the front lines as quickly as possible. So building a road here seems like a really good use of our orders, especially if we're going to be dragging all these units that way anyways. Up in Galwall, we're going to keep working on woodcutter specialists. We don't really need them, but it simply is just good. It's good science, it's good wood. That's really all we're looking for. So if we can get both out of these cities, that seems completely fine by me. Here in Pincushion, we do want to keep preparing for the war. So grabbing a garrison here, a stronghold here, getting our spearmen, placing them on this encampment, setting up our onager up on a hill somewhere back here, keeping our military units hidden so we can rush them across over the sea. To catch them here in this open field is going to be our best bet at getting a surprise attack off on Kush. I am worried about the northern contingent. We will send some troops around just to defend and slow down, but hopefully here's where the most of the fighting happens. This is our kill zone. Alright, Greece has a truce with the Thracians. Fine by me. Thank God we didn't lose a unit. That would have made me very sad. Swing you back here and heal. But at least you got everybody out in the open. I can force march in there, but I would really rather not have to. How much damage did these guys do? Still pretty good damage. Can we get a 5-top? We can. 5 spot there. Come in, grab a route. We need 9 damage. He's down to 18, so we need 9 more damage. 5 and 4 sounds pretty tasty. 5, 4, route. We can come here, poke here, route here. Route attack on in. If you return fire, we should still survive. You grab a heal and bait. You guys grab 2 more heals, and we'll get ready for the attack next turn. Again, we want to take some time to make it a priority to see what the hell is going on here. Babylon is still just weaker than us. Kush is still stronger. But it looks like the majority of their units are mostly just spearmen and bows. We're happy to see the bows because bows are going to die very easily out here in the fields. But the spears kind of suck. It makes me really, again, feel like we need Bodkin Arrow to even take them on. So that way we don't just have elephants and our own spears and horsemen out there in the fields to defend. Units are going to continue to play hopscotch, keep this road going. We don't need much more road, but I would like to get the road not only through here, but also across this lake and down here into Pincushion. So that way every city, and maybe even a road here, can keep building units and send them out this way. Definitely didn't need the settler. Should have swapped that out for the boat. That was a mistake. But it'll be done next year. No point in swapping it out just to get one turn off of the boat. Not super concerned about that. I'm going to have this one also swing around to start working on that road we were talking about. And probably come in and build the stronghold here immediately. We could also use barracks in here, ranges, get everything up and going inside of Pincushion if we can. In that vein, Pincushion is also going to start lending to the military efforts. Seems like the best use of our time. And we really need to get back going with as much lumber mills as we can get our hands on. That's going to be more than enough to get us over that amount. So we do need a few to complete the ambition, because again, that's how you win the game. So who's close to a decent hill? Seems good. And you can come a little bit closer to making another lumber mill. We'll get a mine here. Maybe some mines up here in Carthago as well. Not great, but doesn't hurt. Maybe actually surround these, because that'll give extra bonuses to this mine, which is good mine anyways. In Elefante, you have but one job, my friend. We sell the food as much as it takes to keep the turreted elephants coming and end our year. All right. They steal my ambassador. Interesting. He's not great, but he is pleased with me. Do we have a good replacement? Because peace sounds fine. We got plenty of good replacements. So yes, we will go ahead and secure peace, and you can take them. We will replace them immediately just to keep everything nice with everybody. We don't care about the tribal opinion so much, but this will keep nice with everybody, and even nice little 7-top here inside of our borders. Oh, and he is the Pope. So that just even puts paganism deeper in our pocket. Love all of that. Wow, we just cannot catch a break. Upgrading into an elite pet list. Terrible news. Luckily, we definitely have options to potentially help that. I'm going to grab Herbalist here on this horse. I think that's probably going to be one of the better promotions that we can get our hands on. We need 6 damage. We can get 5. That seems fine. Click, click, boom. Move in, and you can't kill anybody. At least not on your own. So we'll keep pummeling you from all sides, and this camp will drop next year. Alright. We can definitely get some damage off here. Maybe enough to kill more than a few. Let's come here and push so that way they stay on open and flat land. Come in here, keep the route going. Not quite enough to kill. We could rush down here, but that's completely unnecessary. Oh, actually we can get here without rushing. Oh, that's so funny. The elephants are a lot of fun. All right. I need to practice what I preach and stay laser focused on getting mines. I don't want to take the time to chop because I'd rather save my orders. You again will come up here. That'll be a mine as well. So that's going to be +9, +8, 17, +8, 25. 25 will bring us up to 40. We need 10 more. You can't get anywhere useful, but both of you can. So you guys can come up here, make a mine, make a mine. That'll get us over the 50 and close out our ambition. Not to mention having just 50 access to iron every turn certainly doesn't suck. You're going to keep making roads, and you're going to get working on our military buildings. Come here. We're going to start building them down here behind this river. Because, again, we want to hopefully allow our river to take the brunt of the damage. Also, in that vein, I'm going to move some units into place and start getting them fortified. In fact, I'm even just going to buy an order so I don't forget and just get that done with. Babylon is still just weaker. Again, when they get to much weaker, we're in trouble. We do have a peace deal with them, so I think we should take a peek inside of their borders, see what more they have going on. In Azerbaijan, we're just going to keep the archers coming. That's just what I want to see. Let's get as many as we can. And I'm not really interested in any other city. You can just do council missions, quite frankly, because I could just use the extra training and gold. We do want to upgrade all of these bows as soon as we can, so while we certainly have access to a lot of wood, and we can just chop all of this like locust, I don't really want to worry about anything else. In breadbasket, again, I'm going to go with woodcutter. It's not really useful, but it's better than nothing. A light in the darkness. We get 4 legitimacy for nothing. We can spread the religion, and we can get happiness in Frost Reach. We don't really need any statesman opinion, so we'll just take the legitimacy. Sounds fine. The governor is power hungry of breadbasket. Interesting. Strict in cruel or debauched in cunning. I'll take cunning. Oh, wait, you're the governor of Nice? Oh, I don't care about cunning in Nice. We already have access to everything we want there, so I guess I'll take strict. So any units that you do come out a little bit more pumped up. Frankly, we can build up the military production inside of Nice as well, just to add to the war effort. Alright, the slander continues. And as we continue to watch... Interesting. It looks like they're actively working against our efforts to make them displeased, but that's why we're just going to keep at it. Boastful air. This is to keep things nice. Well, you're still 45, and I'm old, so I'm going to die before you die. So let's be nice to the diplomat, who already likes us plenty. Or we can just be charming. Let's just be charming, just to hedge our bets in case some weird shenanigans occur. Local brigands. I'll take the experience on the spearmen. I know this leads to a good event. I can't remember what it is, but frankly, I just want to save my orders. I have a lot I want to do. Let's go ahead and finish this kill. Let's go ahead and make sure that we're putting the experience on the units that are going to make the most out of it. And random child, a robust random child, a Thracian random child at that. We don't have an heir, and you're young. So, you know what? I am going to take you. Welcome to the family, kid. We are actually going to remove you from Elefante because I want you instead to tutor the child. Which is weird because we're sacrificing science to tutor the child. But quite frankly, I would love a chance to actually take control of this kid's future. I don't know if it's going to let us put him into school at this point. But if he's able to come out a military leader, or we can choose to make him a military leader, that would be awesome. We can easily pick up yet another kill here. First promotion, I like grabbing his combat. It means you can grab combat 2 when at your leisure. Combat 2 and 3, basically, when you get all 3 of them, it's an extra 30%. So it's basically as if your unit had an upgrade. And when you already have it on an 8 strength unit, it's just very, very strong. I'm going to take a step back here, grab a couple of heals. None of these seem pretty good to go up against Kush. I guess I'll take focus. Seems kind of bad. I guess I'll take tracker. Yeah, let's take tracker. Not what I like to do, but meh, I'll take it. Taking a peek into the borders here. Babylon is still weaker, so they haven't dropped to much weaker. And they have some kind of positioning, which isn't the worst, but I'm not seeing a lot of reinforcements come. Let's start rotating our troops over towards Kush. Ooh, combat 2 is here for the exact same reasons I said. We will definitely grab that. Again, we're rotating our units back. We will leave some up here to deal with the raids that we're sure to get from the Danes. We could crush the Danes now, but again, I want to focus on the Kush, not on additional tribes. We're well past that point in the game. Carthago, I'll grab an apprentice doctor. That seems fine, especially grabbing one in one turn. And our lazy workers, we got 7 of them. The crazy thing is that of our 7 available workers, so many are settlers. We'll send this one over here, trader's seat settler, come over here for a trader's seat. Everywhere else is not traders, but I imagine this will be coastal. But it does have ore, so let's actually grab this Riders settler, and we'll send them down to take up this spot. Unfortunately, we do still have 2 settlers that we're not going to be using. We can expand further into the north, but frankly, I don't see that happening anytime soon. I'll keep them in the back pocket. I'm not going to spend the training on upgrading them into militia or workers. They will probably become militia, funnily enough, just to be cannon fodder down here in the war. But we'll have to hold off on that for the time being. We'll finish the road here. And now these guys can officially burn their way down the highway we just constructed with minimal orders involved. Hurricane, land consolidation, all good. We will throw you into tactics school. We need a warrior ASAP. I can gain a militia for way too much training. No thanks. Zoro can be happier with us at the cost of civics. Actually sounds fine, but I'll just take the XP. Governor owes me a favor. You're power hungry. This is making you the Pope. No thank you. Hard pass. We got a great relationship with the Pope, who's also our ambassador. These are very tempting, but unfortunately we're going to have to go with Manor. It simply is too important here. This is going to make a new unit in 2 turns. Luckily, we have just enough where we don't have to commit anything more to be able to wipe that out next turn. I'm going to take the time to make the settlers a little closer to being in place and start moving our most important units. Our most important units back this way. It's crazy that the fastest way to Pincushion is down this river and then down the coastline, but that's just the power of water transit. Archer as well. Ability to get upgraded, so we definitely want to swing that down towards the front lines and keep these guys running down the highway. 6 lazy workers. You should immediately, whoa, loud. You should immediately go ahead and make the stronghold there. Get these guys on nice defendable positions. I'm actually going to start building ranges and all that other good stuff, because we should get some development in Nice. Granted, I want more wood, because I want to be able to start pumping out as many bowmen as I would please. Another lazy worker. Go ahead and grab this free science. Certainly doesn't hurt. And up here in the north, I'll simply just do council missions. I'll never need anything more out of you, quite frankly. Actually, I'll take that back. I am going to do 3 council missions, and then when we can make the gardener to get an extra luxury resource, that's as good as this city's going to get. And actually more lumber mills. Get as much as we can get our hands on. Back in Carthago, we're waiting on 5 turns to get our next citizen, so we can definitely spend the time upgrading all the way into an Elder Doctor, which is going to be great inside of this city. Once we wrap up this mine, I'll probably go down and start putting down our extra baths, just so we have access to all the Elder Doctors who are going to be a whole bunch of science for us. It is terrifying how little troops I am seeing inside of Babylon, but hopefully that fixes itself at some point. In fact, let's go ahead and get some no good science. I'll grab Warden on my bowmen. If we're going to be in right here in Pincushion, it's a nice place that we would be able to drop them. Greece makes itself even more of a pinata. We might have to keep our eyes on Greece. They're fine right now, but if they do end up going to war against Assyria, which I guess will stop provoking, and they kill them, they actually might be the new point leader that we'll have to worry about. Becomes intolerant. No thanks. You can be Zoro. I'd rather you have the XP. I'd rather have the XP myself. And choosing a new governor. You're going to cost me a chunk of gold, but quite frankly, I'll put you in here. Actually, no. Vigilance pretty good. You're young enough. I'll take the extra city defense. We got our trader city. Not that we're going to be doing much in here, but, you know, it certainly won't hurt to get extra nets, I suppose. Everyone's going to continue to pummel where they can, and we'll finally clear that out. Okay, we can be at a truce with the Thracians, which I guess isn't bad. Yeah, but I'll keep them happy with us. I'd rather them not pop off on us until we're ready. Certainly doesn't hurt. Not to mention we got no more beef with the Thracians. I'm sure there's some more down here, but hopefully the Greece comes to its senses and goes to war with the Thracians again. I can't drop the city here. I'm not going to force march. It'll wait another turn, but I want to get access to this ore. Maybe this can be a decent military hub. Who knows? Won't be great, but it won't be terrible. Keep on focusing on wood. Wood. And let's make sure that we have enough iron coming online. We should. That's going to be 8, 9, that's 17. It's 25. That's 33, which is going to be enough to get us over 50. Fantastic. So you might as well grab this mine. It's a good mine. Might as well get it online. 40 gold. Who hates that? In Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan, I'm actually going to grab a couple of axemen. I mean, we have the iron for it, and frankly, a couple of axemen just to throw at their spears where they have them doesn't seem the worst. We can always get them battle line and upgrade them into macemen, which actually might be warranted for our existing spearmen. So I'll actually take that back. You're going to keep on focusing on archers until I say otherwise. And the existing spearmen that we have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn them all into macemen. Seems like it might be pretty useful. Taking the time to run our most important units down to the front lines. Sounds like these guys are going to be worthwhile. I think I'll leave the militia, the chariots, all up here. They're not going to be useful anytime soon, unfortunately. Of all things, we definitely want to get the onager in position. Just keep on moving forward. End our year. Tier missions led to an event. The child can be loyal, humble, or we get a free courthouse and pincushion. The courthouse doesn't suck, but stats are better. We don't really need the civics. This will give you training. This will give you crit chance. Ugh. Humble isn't really what you want for a general, but I'll take it. I'm going to stay back on this hill. Looks like it's going to give me a lot of view over here. Oh, and it looks like the Babylons are fending themselves off a little bit. These onagers are definitely doing work. They are laying off of Murad. Stronger, much weaker now, though. But they're certainly doing the best they can to hold their own. Let's spend the rest of this turn, again, getting our units to the front line. Because the opportunity kind of seems like it's available to, you know, start mixing it up in a war. Wrath of the Hananids. Okay. Ambition to capture 4 cities of Kush. Interesting. Or they get pissed off at us. Well, I don't want them pissed. And we do plan on fighting the Kush. 4 cities has a nice ring to it. Especially if they capture the baby ones of Babylon and we catch them out in the field. So, sure. I'll take that ambition. In the meantime, I'm going to keep boosting my civics. That is the only thing we are working on inside of Carthago. So, it certainly won't hurt. We want to continue to build up our forces down here as much as we can. And fortify where we can. We might even lead with some of these units. I mean, we could definitely do some damage. If we want to even risk just 1 elephant. Help Babylon get back on their feet a little bit. I'll move them into position just to see what that looks like. I'll even bring around a bit of an escort, maybe. Something definitely to consider. Production-wise in Galwall, we're going to keep doing the weird thing of making more woodcutters. And war elephant? No. Turreted elephant. That's what we want. Keep on making those. That's what you do, Elefante. In breadbasket. I see nothing up here that I need, so council mission for you. And end our year. Alright, oligarchs have died, and we have new oligarchs. These guys didn't really love me. And these guys are fine. Choose a new governor. If you're free, that means you're not being tutored. So tutor you. In Azerbaijan, I think it's time that we actually start stockpiling our wood. So I'm going to go back to building specialists. 11 years is way too long for me to commit to that. So let's do 8 years of taking it easy. We have a lot of more bows now. Kush is still stronger than us. And they're certainly doing their best, but it's not really enough. Trading 1 for 1, coming in and taking this 1 elephant, and then doing some damage on this horseman doesn't really seem worth it. I'm considering moving these elephants in. It's a bad idea for us just to come in just to trade 1 for 1, because we will lose an elephant, and we need our troops more than they do. But we need a general idea of how many reinforcements they can bring in, and it seems like it's a lot. They can't really get to us if we come down, because the zone of control around these lakes and the city should be enough to defend us, but they'll be able to take that city down this next turn. Nothing really we can do to save Murad. But hopefully they come down this way and we can catch them just out here in the open. This whole field in between these two cities is kind of our killing zone. So let's just take it easy, keep bringing forces in, keep leveling up, and then when the opportunity comes, we'll crush them. Keep on moving our best units, getting everybody to the front line. This would be a really bad time to get caught out of position. If this was a multiplayer game, then I would for sure be in trouble. But luckily the AI isn't that smart. But this highway is certainly working out in our favor. Look at all this movement we get. Free and open terrain. Love that. We'll grab that gardener. Seems fine. End our year. Babylon now at truce with Assyria. And we have a child, the prince. Ugh. I don't know what's worse. You and your rebel phase. Why do you have a rebel phase? We're plus 90 opinion, man. Just is a student. I can make him bitter, and the thing... But bitter is not miserable, unfortunately, so it might never wear off. But an orator would be the absolute worst. We just don't need an orator. We get additional religion opinion, but we don't need that either. And we get actually a lot of extra orders for, friendly families. Which, considering our relationship with, even if we lose all of this, we would still be well above. Your Thracian blood is really a problem, friend. Luckily, the family opinions doesn't really take too much into account our leader's opinion. The diplomat certainly helps, extra 40 opinion. But we'll be able to maintain that, I suppose. Nah, you can be bitter. I want a warrior. I need a general. I need a general leader. I don't need someone with fancy words. That is bad. Bad stats. Nice has made me a Byreme. I would like it to make me yet another Byreme. With 3 Byremes, I think that should be enough. We'll wait 2 more turns and we'll rush it out of Nice. Just so we have all 3 at the same time. Or we'll rush it out as soon as we decide to declare war. That way we can try to gain naval superiority here in the Levantine Sea. I think that's going to be important. So that way they can't raid us, we can raid them. We can even put a choke point right here, so that way they won't be able to come down into the front lines easily. They'll have to come through the kill box. There are definitely some options available to us. 9 lazy workers. But I'm actually going to take some time to keep working on Nice's military production. It's not ever going to be a great military hub, but, we could certainly use a little bit more power in here. In Carthago, we're waiting 1 more year until we have access to our next specialist, but frankly, we have probably been waiting too long to get our warm baths online. 6 years is going to be a while. Kinda sucks. Should have thought about that. Meantime, not a bad idea to start connecting Nice more appropriately, roads-wise, to here. Not to mention, we do eventually want to chop down all these trees when we get a little bit closer to Bodcanero. Keep moving our forces to the front lines best we can. And I think it's probably just a good idea just to bring our forces back here in case Kush starts feeling jumpy. Makes me feel a little bit naked up in this corner. We'll commit some workers there eventually. Gold helps the war effort, so we'll keep going with that. And gold helps the war effort, so we'll bring you up here so you can work on all of these nets. I've given up on my ambition to turn Greece against Kush. I think just keeping peace right here in the Triumvirate is actually going to be in our best favor. Nobody gaining any additional troops is the best thing for us to do. And that sounded like an archer shot. I don't know where the hell that came from. A little spooky. I'll go ahead and finish this Elder Poet. Seems decent enough. The prince has got a little bit extra discipline. Again, not really what we're looking for on a warrior king. So the question is, do we make you a schemer? No. The orders will be nice, but we'll have plenty of orders. I guess we make you a zealot. Weird, but okay. Bitter and miserable would be kind of funny. Sure. I guess we're... You knocked up the 18-year-old? Well, you are an 18-year-old. Okay. Fine. The queen becomes doomed on a clear-cut decision. The Thracians are popping off on something. The Thracians have no power here. Screw the Thracians. I am charming. I can spend gold to grab silk. Not really needed, but, you know, we'll take it. We have quite a bag available to us. We're still going to take the time to prioritize our orders being utilized to bring our forces down to the front lines. It is still the best way for us to go about using our turn. We can focus on everything else afterwards, but if war pops off or we have an opportunity and see a good chance to strike, I want to make sure that we're available for it. 8 workers is kind of nuts. We have 1 good lumber mill here. I guess 1 here. Keep on getting me some nets. Another nice lumber mill here. Grab a couple of roads here and here. Seem reasonable enough. More lazy workers. You can come back here, build me a range. And you can come up here and build me a fort. And you can come and stand on that fort as soon as you're able. We'll take some time to more accurately organize our troops. Elephants will be down here, ready to come up on this corridor. This area should be primarily a line of fortified spears, followed up by both of our horse archers as well as our archers. And our onager set somewhere, maybe right here, to keep a nice firing line out here. Attract them in, charge up with infantry, attack from there. Sandstorm, Manor, all of that's locked down. Got a little bit of extra charisma. Again, not what we're looking for, but it's fine. The prince has given birth to the daughter. Okay. And lost a wisdom. Wow, you are quite the disappointment. And we are officially doomed. Oh, God. 3 universities, 3 palaces, 3 fairs. That involves 3 legendary cities, of which we will have 3 eventually. But no point in taking a ambition right now while I am doomed, so that is a hard pass. Prince, please get a little bit more XP. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take out the negative modifier to charisma, just to make you have more defense. Let's improve our opinion with the Thracians. I don't want them to have to raid us. We do have access to a new law, so professional army is now here, which is fantastic. I would consider volunteers, but with the exception of Breadbasket, I guess Nice actually has quite a few citizens. We could rush several units out of Nice, but I don't think one city with a glut of citizens is worth it. I mean, we could always just switch the law when it's time. You know, I don't often play with volunteers, so I think I'm going to. Yeah, that sounds fun. Alright, we'll play with volunteers for right now. We will rush a whole bunch of units out of here using our citizens up. And then once we've used all our citizens up, we will fight something else. Still waiting on Bodkin Arrow. All of our detours take 6 from us, so what has the best return on investment? We can get extra science, which is fine, but we don't really need too much extra science. I think actually probably the best thing from here might be going for barding. Battle line would have been preferred, so would have machinery, so would have metaphysics into cartography. Really, there's a lot of things we would have liked more than this, but I guess stirrups is fine. It'll allow us to upgrade our existing really high rating chariots into something finally. So that's actually kind of neat. Certainly makes me feel more safe up here. So I guess if we have to do a nothing tech, this isn't the worst. Keep rotating our units down. Come here and fortify. But we're looking in good shape to actually kick off a war. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. Might as well grab walls while we're here in case things go horribly awry. Kush is smarter than us. They are stronger than us. I like our dispersion of units. But, you know, we did our expansion. It wasn't a massive expansion as we desired, but I will take the expansion that we got. We have made peace with the tribes in our lives, so I definitely think we'll still get some raids, but the horsemen we'll get from stirrups will certainly help with that. We have done everything we could. to bring up our family into the proper position. We have a great stack of civics, so when our zealot comes online, stealing units away, especially the ones that'll be, high veterancy or of a particularly interesting niche. We haven't seen a lot of 8 strength units, but when they start showing up, we can certainly steal them. And doing that with the prince actually will be pretty decent. We'll have a whole bunch of training glut saved up, a whole bunch of civics glut saved up, so we're in a great position to kick off a war. And I think on the next episode, that's what we're going to do. We've managed to make a fantastic peace between ourselves, Greece, and Assyria. We are not yet close to winning. When we get up to 8 ambitions complete, we will be close to winning. But at that time, we would have already broken the back of Kush and been able to then turn our attention somewhere else. All of that is to be determined. All of that still comes with a lot of risk. Nothing is ever guaranteed in this game, guys. So I will continue to sleep on any new movement. But in the meantime, happy conquering.